What is up, guys? My name's Hope. I picked out a few Reddit stories for you, so grab your water, your pearls, and let's get right into it. So the first one's called, Am I the asshole for wearing revealing clothes in front of my 26F boyfriend's 29M ex 28F when I was told not to? My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 2 years. He has been very good to me. He has an ex who I'll call Aaron. I know my boyfriend and Aaron's history, and it honestly doesn't really bother me. And they dated very briefly, and my boyfriend said that he did not truly connect with her and they were better off apart. I've tried to be friendly with Erin because I don't feel threatened by her, and I also just want to avoid being a dick since she hangs out with the same circle as us a lot because she is our mutual friend, Mark's close friend. Okay, wait. Erin is Mark's friend, and Erin and them have mutual friends, which is Mark. And they're close. Aaron and Mark are close friends. Okay. Mark's birthday was recent and he invited us to hang out with his house. Mark's birthday was recent. He invited us out to his house. He has a pool in his neighborhood and said we can also go swimming at some point. Mark confided in me that Aaron is insecure around me. He said that she has no feelings for my boyfriend, but she does feel threatened by my appearance. I don't think I'm crazy good looking, but I will say that I like to keep fit and I am pretty petite and lean. Erin is a bigger girl, but I don't think she looks bad at all. Has no friends but is insecure about. Hold on, pause. Has no feelings but is insecure? I don't know. Mark asked if, for Erin's sake, that I don't wear revealing clothes to his party. I was confused. I told him it's a beach party. We are going swimming. Am I not supposed to wear a bathing suit? We're all adults. Who cares what I wear? Okay, period. He said, just don't pick an overly revealing one. This kind of pissed me off, but whatever. I said I'd choose the least revealing bathing suit I own, so I didn't start drama on my friend's birthday. I guess it didn't matter because I did start drama. I wore a bikini to the pool with a cover-up when I wasn't swimming, but I guess it made Aaron feel bad because Mark later came up to me saying that I was wearing something revealing. I told him I had no one pieces and all I had were bikinis. I chose the least revealing one, but it is, surprise, a bikini. I was not going to buy an entirely new bathing suit just to make someone else happy. Period. Because tell me why bathing suits are so fucking expensive. I told my boyfriend and he got really upset and talked to Mark and Aaron and told them to grow up and leave me alone about my appearance. And it started a whole thing. Now it feels like friends are splitting on whether I'm an asshole for wearing revealing clothes or whether Mark is the asshole for even asking me to change my outfit. Am I the asshole? I wore revealing clothes to a party despite someone's request for me not to. I wouldn't say a bathing suit is revealing. I mean, it is revealing, but if all she had were bikinis. Okay, I bought a one piece for my fiance and it was $35 at Walmart. Okay, trust me when I tell you it's not worth it. It's just Mark sounds like the asshole and Erin sounds like she still has feelings. Let's get right back into these comments. The top comment is, given that Erin is specifically insecure about you, Mark is either lying or completely delusional when he claims that Erin has no feelings for your boyfriend, but somehow she finds you threatening. The only thing you threaten is her delusional belief that she is going to get your guy back eventually. And if Mark has a thing for her, he needs to just tell her instead of helping her with her stupid games. I agree with this top comment. She has feelings for Mark, guys. Erin has feelings for Mark. What the fuck? Not the asshole. Erin and Mark are pathetic. If Erin is so threatened by someone else wearing a bikini in front of her, she needs serious therapy. It is not your job to manage her emotions. They can both get fucked. Okay. This one was a little aggressive. I think everybody needs therapy. I'm gonna just put that out there. I think everybody needs therapy, but I think specifically for this story, I wouldn't say Erin needs therapy. That sounds a little dramatic, but it is not OP's job to manage Erin's emotions. I fully agree. Yeah, pathetic is a crazy word. Pathetic is a crazy word, but I will say that they're being pretty, like, judgmental and rude. Pretty judgmental and rude. The verdict on this was not the asshole. I don't see how she would be. Yeah, that's crazy. That's, like, actually insane. Yeah, no, definitely, she's definitely not the asshole. OP's not the asshole. I'm glad that her boyfriend was there to back her up. Because what the fuck? Aaron's tripping. Aaron wants your man. Start running. Running towards your man. All right, this next one. Am I the asshole for telling a guy at the gym he's a creep and needs to change somewhere else? Okay. We'll just read the story, won't we? At the gym I go to, the men's and women's locker rooms entrances are side by side. The women's door stays shut, but typically the men's stay open. Okay, that's weird. Simply because the actual changing area is tucked away. There are lockers by the door, but no one uses them because they are far from where people change, and people can easily see you if you use those front lockers and the door is open. There is one guy I see most days that changes, gets fully naked, and uses the lockers by the door. He's the only person I've ever seen use those lockers, and obviously the only person I've seen change there. I've never cared too much, just thought he was weird, until yesterday my girlfriend told me that she was entering the women's locker room. She made eye contact with the guy since the door was open, and he was practically standing in the doorway. Technically, in the locker room, yes. He was fully naked and smiled and waved at her. That's weird behavior, guys. That's weird behavior. I immediately went into the locker room and got pretty pissed at him and told him to stop using those fucking lockers, you creep. That's aggressive. You could have just said it nicely. Anyways, we exchanged some words, but boiled down to him saying he can change wherever, and me... We exchanged some words, but boiled down to him saying he can change... We exchanged some words, but boiled down to him saying he can change wherever, and me saying yes, but why in front of the door? He then reported me. I was told he has been brought to their attention before, but since he is technically in the locker room, they can't really tell him to stop, and that I should just let it be, and there is no reason to be angry. One detail, this is in a European country that is fine with nudity. So am I, but not when he is basically just flashing women going into their space. So my question is, am I the asshole for calling this guy out? Abso-fucking-lutely not. That's my final answer. Absolutely not, you are not the asshole. He is flashing people on purpose. Okay, actually this gets kind of iffy. Because they're in a European country that is totally fine with nudity. Oh, no, but it's like he wants women to see him. If nobody uses, I mean, maybe he's just comfortable in his body. You know, I mean, body positive, right? Let's get into these comments. At the very least, the gym is the asshole for not having the locker room door closed as general practice. It's cheap, quick, and easy to install a self-closing door, and everyone's problem is solved. Response to that is, no one can convince me otherwise. The guy is getting off on this. The door just needs to be closed by default. The gym is enabling the behavior. I kind of agree from an American standpoint. I'm not from Europe, so I can't really say nothing about that. Alright, let's get into the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife to not eat chocolates before bed so I don't have to smell her farts? As someone who is getting married to the love of their life, you're just gonna have to get over it. It's a normal bodily function. Okay, Liz, you know what? Let's get into the story and then we'll have a verdict, okay? My wife is lactose intolerant. Okay. That says it all. Lactose intolerant people don't listen. I know, I'm one of them. My wife is lactose intolerant. She is also a big chocolate lover. Okay, I don't think I've ever had my lactose intolerance be affected by chocolate. Let's continue. We had gotten a bunch of candy during Easter from relatives, and that candy of course included chocolate. She has been eating a bunch of chocolate, which is nice since she has definitely been a lot happier lately, lol. But one thing is that she's also been having some serious gas at night. I am somewhat of a germaphobe and hate the idea that farts are just fecal matter particles. I discussed this with her before and she agrees the idea of breathing in that in is gross. But when we go to bed, she is just ripping absolute ass and it is unbearable. I feel like I'm sleeping next to a lawnmower that keeps failing to start. But rather than smelling gas, I'm smelling the saddening smells that come out of my poor wife. I got fed up with it last night. I told her, you gotta stop eating chocolates. I didn't yell or say it rudely, but instead rather sternly. She was confused as normal, but I don't speak to her in that tone. She was confused as I normally don't speak to her in that tone. I tried telling her that I just don't like the smell, and she thought I was trying to beat around the bush or something. Like I was calling her fat, which I wasn't. Yada yada yada. I ended up sleeping on the couch. She was upset that I care about the smell at all since she's my wife, but it's still gross to me. We never fought, but it seems there's some tension between us now. Did I go about this poorly? Okay, how are you married and you've never fought? Okay, I'm gonna put that out there. How are you married and you've never fought? I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Not for a second. I don't believe that. You are going to have, little tensions, little arguments. You guys have never fought? Period, I guess. But what is this dude saying? I feel like I'm sleeping next to a lawnmower that keeps failing to start, but rather than smelling gas, I'm smelling the saddening smells that come out of my poor wife. Okay. If you're a germaphobe, I kind of get where you're coming from. And I think it's kind of mean that she's not letting up, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's good for you to eat before you sleep anyways. It's actually really bad for your gut health. Y'all do what you want to do though, free will or whatever. But that's just, if you're a germaphobe, then I don't suggest sharing a bed with someone you're going to spend the rest of your life with, especially if they're lactose intolerant. Because no offense, there's no way to beat around that bush. It's gonna stank, no matter what you eat. A lot of lactose intolerant people are gluten free as well. So how are you gonna beat around that? Just saying. All right, first comment. Y'all ready for this? It is not the asshole, but I am genuinely lolling. Okay. The idea that being married somehow means you shouldn't be bothered by fart stink is hilarious. Is that not what I said? You obviously don't need to be a jerk about it. Agreed. And it sounds like you weren't. But if my husband was farting up a storm, I would be like, I love you, but get to the guest room. Period. Unless you're over-exaggerating how much she is blowing ass, it is completely reasonable to not want to sleep next to a fart factory. Then get 2 different rooms. That's becoming more common nowadays. Get your own rooms. And, let her take her little fart naps, and then she can come back to the bedroom when she's done. A response to that is, lol, yeah, when I'm gassy, I'll offer to go to another room. Sometimes it's really bad, and I don't want to torture my husband. Okay, I can see where they're coming from. Okay, number 2 is... married life, lol. Not the asshole. It's a reasonable request, especially if you have a thing with germs. I feel like if you're married, she should know that, and I think she, should let up, which is what I said earlier. Has she tried Lactaid might cut down on the flatulence? There are a bunch of lactose-free chocolate bars. I must find those. What the hell? There's also fart underwear. Absorbs odor with carbon. It's really about consideration at this point. Is her nightly chocolate more important than your comfort when trying to fall asleep? So real. So real. Love that, honestly. I didn't know about the fart underwear. The verdict on this one was not the asshole, just so y'all know, because, I totally understand why. I don't see, oh my god. I don't see why he would be the asshole, but this sounds like a personal problem. I hope they figured it out. There's no update on this one, just like the other ones. Okay, last story for today. Am I the asshole for beating my parents to the chase and moving out in the middle of the night? So this is from r/best of Redditor updates. So this has been re-uploaded. Here, I'll just say what it says. I am not OOP, which means original poster. Not the original poster, sorry. The original poster is U/classic effect 8633. Am I the asshole for beating my parents to the chase and moving out in the middle of the night? Originally posted to Am I the asshole? Let's see. Okay, this is the original post. Ready? I, 18F, overheard conversations with my mom and dad, 39F, and 40M, about how they plan to kick me out shortly after my 18th birthday. The way they were talking about it seemed like they were dead serious, and the way that they brought it up multiple times made it seem like they were going to kick me out too. So I decided that I wouldn't give them the chance to kick me out and made plans with my friend Riley, 17F, to stay at her place until I graduated and moved into a college dorm or had an apartment of my own. Riley's parents were horrified at the thought that my parents would kick me out the second I turned 18 and agreed to let me stay at their place as long as I graduated high school. Riley, her parents, and my boyfriend, Cole, 18M, came after midnight to help me take my belongings to the car and drive me to Riley's house. My parents woke up in the middle of this and asked me what the hell is going on. I kind of shrugged and told them that I was moving out before they could kick me out. My parents tried to deny this and attempted to stop me from leaving, but there was nothing that they could do since I was a legal adult. By the way, I wasn't just going to leave in the middle of the night without a goodbye. I already put a note in on the kitchen table where my mom goes to the first thing in the morning, explaining what happened. Right now I'm at Riley's house in their spare bedroom, and I've gotten bombarded with calls from my parents asking me to come back and not to tell my grandparents about this. In one text, my mom called me an ungrateful bitch for leaving in the middle of the night and that she should have kicked me out sooner. Okay, so that was the original post. What the fuck? So the verdict on the original post was not the asshole. I don't know how you could be. My parents would never. That's fucking awful. These are just some comments. Not the asshole. If it was one conversation that you overheard, I'd say you overreacted. But since it was several times and no note of sarcasm or joking, then you did the right thing. Also, your mom saying she should have kicked you out sooner, it's pretty clear. The fact that they don't want your grandparents to know also shows that they know that it is wrong. You don't mention any reasons why they would want to kick you out. Have you been in trouble? Do you dislike your boyfriend? Bad grades? OOP responded to that saying, I remember from a few conversations too unrelated to kicking me out about my mom wanting an office, and I haven't been in big trouble, like getting in trouble with the law or anything. Grades are pretty good, and they've so far expressed approval about Cole. Okay, so then what the hell? The top comment on that was, my mom called me an ungrateful bitch for leaving in the middle of the night and that she should have kicked me out sooner. Well, that's hardcore proof. Telling me. Calls from my parents asking me to come back and not to tell my grandparents about this. Are you close to your grandparents? Do you think they'd want to know? If so, you've got quite the collection of texts to show them, not the asshole. This is an update from a month later from the original post. Update. Am I the asshole for beating my parents to the chase and moving out in the middle of the night? Reposting this on my profile because my post got instantly removed because I mentioned a YouTube channel. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting to see my story on r/ when I woke up this morning. But here we are. I honestly forgot about this account and struggled to remember the password, but here we go. A lot of shocking information was revealed, and this is just my brief, messy account of it. This is not brief. Where was I? So, Like all of you, like you all suggested I do, I told my grandparents what happened with screenshots of my parents' texts after I went to Riley's house. Let me tell you, they were livid at what my parents were saying to me and the fact that they were planning to kick me out. I ended up meeting up with them and staying with them at their place for a few days while they tried to figure out what the hell was going on with my parents. My mom and dad were being sent money monthly by my grandma and grandpa for my college funds since they mostly depleted it. After my brother Alex moved out because he was tired of them begging him for money due to their gambling addictions. That wasn't mentioned in the first post. Continue. Sorry. My mom admitted that their plan was to kick me out, but act like I moved out willingly because I found an apartment and get double the money that they were previously getting to help out with my rent once they asked my grandparents for it. Oh my god. Grandma yelled at my mom over the phone and told her that she'd never see a dime of her money again. She told my mom that she would rewrite her will so that the money my mom would have gotten would go to me, which my mom freaked out. My dad blew up my phone one more time before I blocked both him and my mom's numbers for good, calling me an evil cunt and telling me that he wished my mom aborted me. This is fake. Oh my heart. This is fake. Anyways, I'm gonna continue and then I'll say my comments. I talked with my brother, Alex, and the only thing he really had to say or ask, I guess, was why our parents' scummy behavior hadn't been called out when they were trying to legitimately steal his paychecks to go gamble. I'm sorry if this is kind of rambly, but this is the best I could do at the moment. Thank you all for your advice, and I'll give another update if anything happens. I doubt it will. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that's the end. Okay. Either this is fake. Okay. I'm gonna say this fucking once. Okay, I'm gonna say it once. Every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. That was disgusting. I cannot imagine calling my child names. If my parents called me names, I'd throw hands. Be so for real. That is insane. Oh my god, it was just like heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. That shit was insane. Okay, so the first comment, poor OOP, I wish her brother warned when he moved out, but it probably happened when she was too young to do anything. Now as an adult, she can escape. I agree. The brother totally knew about this. He's definitely a little salty. That was insane. That was, I can't even begin to explain my feelings on this. What the hell? All of the other comments are basically saying the same thing, so I'm not gonna repeat myself tons of times. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. I have a 9-to-5 job, so this is just a hobby, but thank you guys if you guys are watching. My socials and all of the credits are gonna be in the description. I should have just put the little names on the top. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more, let me know.